down a curved wooded road. The new buildings at Parrot Creek Youth Residential Treatment Campus shine in the sun.
I actually had to stop at the top of the hill for a second because it kind of brought back a lot of emotions, feelings, back to when I was a youth.
Travis Taylor lived here for 6 months when he was 15 and in the juvenile justice system.
It was 4 of us crammed into one little room that was cinder blocks. You know, it kind of felt like a jail almost.
Now returning 23 years later as a drug and alcohol counselor for Parrot Creek. Travis says it's all different.
It feels more like home. They have their own space to be able to manage themselves and what's really going on in their lives.
This is the example of one of our residence halls.
Staff says the kids at Parrot Creek will now have their own rooms that look out at the 80 acres of space to roam. Natural light flooding in.
This can allow a child to be a child.
The meadow will give way to a new ball field and basketball court. Walking paths now lead toward a new fire pit where the view stretches for miles.
And we have a lack of appropriate places and facilities for these youth to go to stabilize, to learn new skills, as you may have heard from Travis, in really understanding themselves and their behaviors and what's occurring for them and how they can cope and thrive in life.
One building will house youth in foster care, another kids struggling with mental health and substance use disorder, another kids in the justice system.
You will have kids who are in foster care who end up in the juvenile system for no fault of their own other than there aren't appropriate places. You have teenagers struggling with addiction issues who can't find care and treatment in Oregon, whose families send them out of state.
Grad students from Harvard and the University of Oregon teamed up with youth in the program to brainstorm design ideas for the campus. Access to nature was top of the list.
The kids time and time again said they love to be sitting out here watching the sunset. Helps them think and dream and sort of know that they're just like any other kid that gets to be outdoors, you know, watching a sunset happen in the woods.
Travis says he wants nothing more than to help kids avoid some of the hardships he's experienced.
To be able to share my story with them, to be able to be the opportunity for the person that they can come to and confide in and talk about the real raw traumas that they're experiencing. And then somebody that also truly actually understands because I lived it.
Oregon's U.S. senators secured nearly $3 million in federal funding for Parrot Creek's program that's also expected to help girls in the future. The boys are expected to move in at the end of August. Yeah. Guys, back to you.
Hoping it helps a lot of youth in our area. Thank you, Libby.